Hey everybody, I can hardly believe it, but it's been almost 4 months now since I started our backyard makeover at the end of January. I removed the 20 oleander bushes that grew up to create a large hedge that covered the block wall around our pool. I removed the last one just this past week, and even though I'm not completely done, I'm almost done, so I thought I would show you what it looks like so far. It's a pretty dramatic change. For those of you who don't remember what it looked like or who didn't see that first video when I got started, here's a before shot of the backyard that I filmed in late January of this year, right before I started digging up and removing all the oleanders. Not only did I remove the entire hedge around the pool, but then I also laid hundreds of pavers in their place and then replaced the hedge with potted plants. I also had to reroute and redo the irrigation system with dripper hoses for the pots, but when I tested it yesterday, it wasn't working. Since it's going to be so warm today, I'm going to go ahead and just water everything by hand until I can get all the kinks worked out and figure out really just how long I need to put the water on until I can cap off the ones that are leaking. And the good news is there's no wind today, so I can open up the umbrellas and take advantage of it while I can. It may sound funny, but of all of the hoses we've ever owned, this one for $18 is my favorite. I went with a lightweight instead of the heavy duty that I normally get. It's 50 feet, but it weighs almost nothing. It really is very lightweight. And when I roll it back into this box, it goes in and out so easy. I've never had a hose do that before. Usually it's a struggle to get it out and a struggle to get it back in. But look how easy this is. Look how nice this is. So little things in life that make your life a lot easier. I removed all the oleanders and then I leveled all of the area where the plants were, and I put in these pavers. Now, I also had to completely redo our water system. We have a drip water system that was installed when we moved here, and then I had to redo it all. And I've actually redone it a couple of times, and I had to redo it again this go around as well. And this time we decided to go with potted plants only. And so these are dripper hoses, and they have these little dripper heads. And so I just finished doing those just the other day, so I still have more work to do, but I'm getting closer now. This cactus here only blooms once a year, and it just bloomed the other day, and I'll show you what that looks like. I filmed it the other day. I happened to be out here in the backyard when it was blooming. Most of the plants back here now are either flowers or desert flowers that are drought tolerant, like these. This is bougainvillea, and these should grow. We've never grown these in a pot before, so I don't know how tall they'll get, but I'm assuming probably to the top of this at least, maybe larger. I guess we'll find out. I'll see if I can find the photo of this when I bought it. I think it's been in about a month now, and it was just, I think, about half the size, so it has grown quite a bit already in just a month. This is a purple or lavender lantana, and these are pretty hardy. These are desert flowers. They usually grow pretty large, but again, I don't know in pots how large they're going to grow. These are succulents. We wanted to go with succulents that had flowers and more lavender here. And then back here in the corner, we've got some more of these. I really like these, and they're supposed to grow to be maybe 2, 3, 4 feet tall. So it'll be interesting to see in the pots if they really do grow that large, because it would be nice to kind of fill in this space here. Right now everything looks very barren back here. Even though I've been working for 3.5 months, if you look around the backyard, it looks like we just moved in. It really looks naked after taking out all the bushes, the hedge that was around the entire wall. Jim really loves this, though. He really prefers this cleaner look. And I like it too, but I think I'll like it even better once things grow in. Now, this, if it's planted, this plant here, if it's planted in the ground, can grow just to a massive size. I've seen them around the community. I've seen them everywhere in the desert. They're a succulent, and these can grow up to the size of a tree. But in a pot, I don't think they're going to grow that large. They may get to the top of the fence though here. So that would be nice, and then they'll fill in a little bit. The lantana, these are yellow lantana. Plane going over. Look at that cloud. Blue skies and just one cloud. The only cloud here. So I think I'm going to leave the dirt here because these grow so massive usually. I don't know in the pots again how large they'll grow, but normally they can grow to almost the size of a tree. But in a pot, I'm thinking it's going to grow at least to cover this area here. This will probably all be just very beautiful lantana flowers in this area. And they could grow up to the top of the fence as well. So we'll see. More succulents. Now here's one of the lantana that's doing a little bit better. It's funny how some do better than others. I don't know if they like the spot. They're all getting the same amount of water. Now I bought this bougainvillea the same time I bought the other one, and the other one is already twice this size. So again, it's hard to tell. This one maybe gets a little bit more sunlight in the afternoon. You get the more intense sunlight when it's the hottest part of the day. So maybe that's keeping it from growing tall, but I think eventually it will completely cover this space here, which will be nice. Another lantana, which hopefully will fill in this area here. Another one of these. I really love these. They're really, really pretty cool, especially if they get tall. Another lantana. So this whole back area here, hopefully will be all flowers. In the winter, you may remember this was bright orange. It was really beautiful. So this back patio area here wasn't here before. This was just all bushes. And now we've got this extra patio space, which is nice. Another lavender lantana. This one was the most recent. These two lavender lantanas were just planted about a week ago. And right after I planted them, the weather went from 80 degrees to over 100 degrees, and we had massive winds for about a week that almost ripped this lantana right out of the pot. So, isn't that a pretty cool pot? So these pots, we decided to go with pots so we can just move these around, if we need to. And we can also change plants over time if we need to. And this one's not doing too bad. This one's doing pretty well. It's starting to have new branches and things, but again, not doing as well as the one on the other side of the pool. That one's really doing the best. Seems to like the spot the most. These bloomed one day, one at a time each day. One flower would bloom. This was a couple of weeks ago. And another lavender. This area I'm still working on, still haven't completed, but it's coming along. All of the dirt you see back there, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. That all came from having to level out this area here to put in the pavers. So the pavers would all be the same level as the pool. These were in the front yard. These came from my mom's yard at her house, and they grow like weeds. I really love them. Aloe. These are aloe plants, and whenever I get a sunburn on my face, especially, I'll just cut off a leaf and rub it on my face. It's really sneaky, but boy, overnight, it completely gets rid of your sunburn. So these get flowers a couple of times a year, orange flowers. Glad these transplanted okay and seem to be doing fine. And they grow so fast, I'm sure new ones will pop up, and it looks like there's a couple there popping up, and I can transplant those into other pots if I want to.
Huh? I like it.
You like it? Yeah, I
love it.
Yeah, I like it.
As time goes on and the stuff that we put in starts growing and stuff, and it'll look even more different.
Yeah, once it fills in, it'll be nice. But it does look nice. So this is one in a little bit of a smaller pot. These are pretty cool pots though, right? I mean, this is a white one from Walmart. I think it was $18. Most of the pots have been pretty expensive. They've been $25 to $50 each. So it's added up to quite a bit. I haven't tallied up how much yet we've spent on the backyard remodel, but I know it's at least a couple $1,000s. And I think I will probably have Jim break everything out, so just to get an idea. It would just be nice to know what we actually spent, but I know that we spent at least a couple $1,000s on all of these bricks, you know, all the pavers, the pots, the 2 new tables, and these chaise lounges. We've had these, I think, since we first moved here to the desert about 20 years ago. And they are a little bit brown and tan. I mean, they wash off pretty easily, and they've lasted all these years really well. We got these at Lowe's, and they still sell them at Lowe's. And we have enough room here on the patio if we wanted to go with a couple more, or maybe we want to go with a couple more tables. I don't know. Maybe we'll just stick with what we've got. I mean, it's looking pretty nice. Jim is loving the simplicity of it and the fact there aren't a lot of leaves and things to blow into the pool. We had a compromise. I wanted to go with these bougainvilleas. He hates bougainvilleas. He loves the look of them, but because the flowers, they just get in the pool. They flower year round. I mean, they're just always in flower, but the flowers themselves are like paper thin, and they're constantly shedding, and they just blow in the breeze, and they usually end up in the pool. The nice thing I like about them is that even when they do blow in the pool, it's very easy. They float on the top because they're just paper thin, like tissue paper thin. And it's easy to scoop them out. Or when we had the oleanders, those flowers and those leaves always sank to the bottom and were very difficult to get out. So I'm happy with the bougainvillea, even though they are a little messy. So like I started to say, so we compromised, and we've just got 3. One on this wall, which hopefully will fill in nicely. One this wall here, which will fill in there, and one over there, which will fill in. And I think that will be enough. Then when all the other plants and flowers grow and bloom, I think it'll look full enough, even though the fence is still exposed and looks a little unsightly. It's not my favorite, but it should look okay. And if not, we can add things or change things as we go. And sitting here at the table, you can look up and see the beautiful mountain views. So 6 months to a year from now, once everything fills in and everything is in bloom, I'll do another video and show you what it looks like. And I think you'll probably be very surprised at how different and how dramatically different it looks. I know every time we redo the backyard, it looks empty and barren like this. And I'm always thinking that it's never going to grow in, and then, you know, before you know it, the backyard is filled in again. So Jim has to always remind me because I get impatient. I think my favorite thing about the backyard now is really these 2 tables, and it took us quite a long time to decide on, you know, which tables, which you may remember that video we did on whether we should get square or round tables and what color. But I think these 2 tables here in the back really just make the backyard. They're my 2 favorite new additions. And then putting the chaise lounges on the side where we have them now, I think also is really nice. They used to just be sitting right here by the pool, and it was so difficult for the pool cleaner to clean because they always had to move the chairs to get to the pool. So what do you think? Do you like it better or worse or the same as before? I'd have to say I do like it better. Just because of these additional 2 seating areas. I did love the oleander hedge around the block wall covering it because it's kind of unsightly, I think. But I think there are enough new plants now that, and once they grow larger, I think it'll distract from the naked block wall.
So thanks for hanging out today, and we'll hope to see you again next time.